This is RICKY, the Android Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Android Weekly / Android Q&A. We go over all latest news that happened during the week in mobile and then answer your questions live. If you're watching us live, start asking your questions just in the comment section down below and I will answer them before the end of the episode. If you're not watching us live but want to get your questions answered, just email me at asktheandroidguy@gmail.com and make sure your subject is question. Hopefully I will answer it next week, just like I picked a few questions this week to answer this week. Alright guys, let's first start off with the news. This is our 101 episodes. Yes, we got past 100. Now we're going to keep going until we get to 200. So let's start off with the first bit of news, which is LG's G5 sales for day one. Now, here's an important factor. I don't want to overhype this, but I don't want to underhype it either. So the G5 sales were 3 times the amount. They sold 15,000 units in Korea the first day. Now, for Korea, that's very impressive, of course, because you're selling 15,000 phones and you're selling 3 times the amount. So they sold around 5,000 G4s last year and they sold 15,000 G5s, which of course is really big and a huge improvement year over year. But the reason why I don't want to overhype this is because this was only in Korea. We have no word on any kind of sales for the US or any of the other countries that it launched in this past weekend. I can tell you that at the stores that I went to, no one was buying the G5. There was not one purchase of it. Now, to be fair, there was maybe only like 1 or 2 purchases for the iPhone SE as well. This weekend was really not a big launch weekend, which is interesting, right? Because you have a first ever iPhone launch that isn't an iPhone launch. Carriers aren't having lines out the door, no coverage on this. There was just nothing. No one cared. And that was very different from for iPhones, right? You don't have that kind of response for an iPhone launch. It was the first one we ever had like that. But then you also had the G5 launch, and again, what my feeling is not many people knew about it. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, I feel that Apple is taking up all of the marketing for LG, and unfortunately, in the US, meaning. So, because of that, the reason why I think this is bad for LG is because if LG cannot take marketing in the US, then no one's going to know their phone's out. And it's hard to go up against marketing against Apple. I mean, it's just a very uphill battle. It's something that I don't think Samsung could pull off. It's something that I don't think any cell phone manufacturer could pull off to go head to head in terms of marketing with Apple. Apple just has too much money to go with marketing that I worry for the sales that LG will have in the US. Great start in Korea, but I'm interested to see how well LG will do elsewhere. Unfortunately, I will tell you guys this. As of right now, it does not look like we're going to get the G5. I would ask any of you that want me to review the G5, please tweet at LG Mobile and LG Mobile USA and just the at symbol at LG Mobile USA and tell them, please send the Android guy a G5. It has been silent on their side. I've usually received a phone by this time. I've not heard anything. I've reached out to them. They have not responded to me. So please, if you want me to review the G5 and compare it to the S7 and everything else on the market, please tweet at them or message them on Facebook and let them know, hey, send the Android guy a G5 because as of right now, it looks like we might not get it, and that would just be a horrible miss, I think, for all of us Android users. We really want to compare the two best of the best side by side. All right, in other news, we also have the S7 Active confirmed by Samsung. Now, this was, we kind of suspected Samsung would have an S7, right? Or S7 Active. We always get it every year, and this time around has been no different. So the S7 Active has been announced in terms of in Samsung's Google Play Store. They said the new list of devices supported by the Samsung Level app. By the way, is it just me, or does that Level app, all right there, look, oh, sorry, it's flipped to reverse, so right there? Yeah, right there. Um, is it just me, or does that one look like the Google Music app? I mean, come on, Samsung, stop taking everything. But anyway, that one is really interesting because it does list the S7 active. So it looks like AT&T will once again be getting an S7 active that will probably be exclusive to them, and no one else will get it. And if you guys are interested, I'll give my thoughts on the active and if you should wait for the active. Leave it in the comment section down below if you're interested, if you think you should wait for the active or if you should get the S7. Alright, in other news, the HTC 10 has hit the benchmarks, and we get a few things from here. So one, we do get the fact that it is that it does have Android 6.0.1 on there. So Marshmallow is on there, as we thought it would be. It is a 5.1 inch display with a 2560 by 1440 display. So they're really going after G5 and the S7 with this kind of display. It is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 820, so you have that as well. Same processor that most heavyweights on the market have. It is going to be 4 gigs of RAM, and it does look like it has 32 gigs of storage on board. It also looks like it will have an 11 megapixel camera on the rear camera and a 5 megapixel front facing camera. The video on the front looks like it can go up to 2K as well, just like the S7 can, and not many other ones can do that. So that's really good for HTC really stepping up when it comes to camera. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think this is really impressive? The one thing that's kind of lacking, that again, I mean, this could be an early benchmark, but you don't have HDR photo. I would think that that should be a standard. So I'm really kind of curious on that. But it's 11 megapixels. Kind of interesting to see how HTC will present this 11 megapixel camera, and why is it worth getting, especially since it's supposed to be revolutionary, that will be big. So I'm kind of curious to wait and see about that. Let me know what you guys think. Is this HTC 10 something that would get you away from everything else in the market? Would you not get an S7 or a G5 for this HTC 10? Let me know in the comment section down below. Alright, and the other bit of news, first I would like to thank some of my viewers. Some of you guys did message me about this. I will say that I did actually see this earlier before the message, but I wanted to bring it up because you guys did message me about it, and I wanted to give my thoughts on this. So Samsung's Good Lock UI is something you can download, and it's a really interesting way for the new Samsung smartphones for the S7 and S7 Edge. I will give the benefits and the cons and tell you if it's on my phone or not. So this is the idea. For one, you get the ability to have your notifications on your screen and everything just like you normally would, but you can also bundle them up, which is a lot different. You can even put them in like little folders and everything, and that's pretty cool to have. However, and you can again put them in however it changes your entire notification panel. So if you like stock Android, this is a lot more like stock Android. This is almost directly the exact same notification panel you get from stock Android. With notifications, you can also set reminders for them, put them in besides putting them in folders, set reminders for them. Oh, remind me after an hour. And you can also select to keep them, meaning that if you swipe it to the left, you will keep it for later, and it will not go away with the rest of your notifications if you hit the clear button. So that's important to note as well. Overall, it's a very interesting way. You can even have on the bottom, depending where you're at, so home will pop up certain apps. Then when you're on the go, it'll pop up other apps. This is available on the S7 Edge by default, but you also have this with this feature as well. So yeah, that is the gist of it. You have widgets. If you pull down From the clock itself, you can have widgets as well. So lots of different things you can have. And here is the notification panel as I was talking about. It is, again, pretty much stock Android notifications. So, do I like this? I really did a lot of it. You have the effects that you don't have on the lock screen anymore. You have a lot of things that you just don't use on the lock screen anymore and don't have anymore. Overall, I took it off. Why? I don't like that notification panel. I'm not a stock Android user. I've never been, a big fan of all the stock features. I feel they're more limited than what Samsung offers on their UI and what LG offers in their UI. So I hate this notification panel. For those of you who want stock Android more on your phone, this is perfect. I mean, it really is perfect. For me, it wasn't what I wanted, so I did uninstall it. Let me know what you guys think. Have you guys tried this? Would you keep it on your phone? Are you in love with it? Is it not really for you? Let me know in the comment section down below. All right. Now let's get to the questions that were asked during the week. I see a lot of questions going on in the comment section. Keep asking them in the comment section. We will get to them before the end of this show. And now let me get to the questions that were emailed to me during the week. All right, the first question is from Todd. Watch your Note 5 video, it's very helpful. How do I turn on the RAW option for the camera? It's not highlighted. So what you need to do in order to do this is actually first turn on Pro mode. So you're going to go into your camera, you're going to hit Mode, then you're going to go into Pro. Once you're in Pro, then you can go to that little gear button at the top left of your camera, hit the gear button, and you will see on the bottom that yes, you do have the ability to now turn on RAW photos. You can only turn that on if you're in Pro mode. If you're not in Pro mode on Auto or anything else, you can't turn it on. So that's why you weren't able to turn it on before, and that's how you shoot RAW photos on the S7, Note 5, S6, all of them. All right. Michael asked, so he's been wanting to transfer his text messages from his Note 4 to his Nexus 6P. He only has 14 days to return on Best Buy. He's tried a couple different things, and he loves Smart Switch for going to a Samsung, but now going away from a Samsung, he doesn't have any kind of way to do it. And he's tried Verizon Cloud, it doesn't work. All those things just don't function properly. So this is what I used to do before I used Smart Switch, because as you said, since I've had a Note be my main driver for the past couple years, I haven't needed to not use Smart Switch anymore, which has been very beneficial. Of course, Smart Switch is by far the best way to transfer everything from phone to phone. With Android 6.0, you even transfer over your home screen, so that's perfect. So here's how I used to do it. I used to do it by downloading GoSMS. GoSMS is a third-party text message app, but the big thing about them is they have a cloud storage, which basically they can back up your text messages via the cloud. Once they back them up, you can then install it on your Nexus 6P, install it on there, and once that is on there, it will then download it from the cloud. Once it's on your phone, you can delete GoSMS. You never have to use it again, but now you have all of your text messages simple and easy. So yeah. So hopefully that'll help. If it doesn't for some reason, let me know. I was wondering, this is from Steve. Question on Straight Talk Galaxy S5. When I use my camera, I cannot do digital zoom with the volume controls. It snaps a picture. I do not have a gear on my screen in the camera, and I have had a phone a week and can't disable the feature. So you're wondering how to zoom in on your camera. Well, actually, you can just change the button for the volume rocker. So there's two ways of zooming in for your camera on your Galaxy S5. First is the way you want to do it, and that is you have to go into settings on the camera. Now, for Straight Talk, I don't know. They might have changed the OS. I'm not sure which OS you're even on. If you're on Lollipop, if you're on KitKat, what version of Android you're on. But if you're in the camera, you hit the settings button. That's the little gear icon. You hit that button. You go to the third option because there's typically 3 options on the S5. You hit that one, and then what you do from there is you take it says something like volume rocker, and you change it from snapping a picture to zooming in. So that's one way. The second way to zoom in on your picture is actually with a pinch to zoom. So if you want to zoom in, you just simply go like this. And there you zoom in. So that's the other way of zooming in on your S5, and that's all you have to do, and you're done. Hopefully that helped you out. Alright, let's see what's going on in the comment section down below. There is a lot of comments going on, and a little tally going on. Alright, let's see. Pull this all the way. Okay. Hi, when is the Note 6 coming out, and what is the price? I wish I could look into the future. Unfortunately, I can't, so I cannot tell you when it's coming out and the price. As we saw last week, the Note 6 does look like it's coming out in July. According to Sam Mobile from last week on the news, what we saw. It does look like it's coming out in July. I would say at the latest August. I would say no matter what, every country should probably have the Note 6 August. As terms of the cost, it's hard to say an estimate simply because I would assume it would stay the same cost. What does the Note cost? $699 US, and I mean it's different all over the world, but I would say probably that much. What do you think the Note 6 is going to look like? Similar to the Note 5? That's an interesting question. What will the Note 6 look like? I don't know. I really don't, because the S7 looks like the Note 5. So will the Note look different? It has to, right? The Note 6 cannot look identical to the Note 5. What are they going to do? I don't know. I really am curious, actually. I never really thought of it till you just asked that, but it's really kind of curious. What will the Note 6 look like? I cannot say that I know that. It's really interesting. So yeah. Do you think I should wait for the Note 6 or get the S7? It really depends. For me, I'm a power user, so I love the idea of the Note. The Note has been the Note has not only been my daily driver, but we have rated it every single year for the past 3 years as the top phone of the year. So if you're asking which will be the better phone, yes, the Note 6 will completely outclass the S7. Is it better for you? It depends. I mean, do you need all the extra stuff? As Desktop has listed down below, you know, a lot of rumors saying it'll be 6 gigs of RAM. It'll have a 16 core processor. I guarantee you it will not have 1 gig of dedicated graphics, so could definitely be true. So yeah, it's gonna be a better phone, spec wise, hardware wise, everything compared to the S7. Will it be better for you though? That's hard to say. Have you tried Samsung Good Lock app? Yes, I did. You were one of the ones that said it, so thank you for that, Leonard. Saw 2 tech reviewer, got it. Remember, it is a different team if I'm not working. Yeah. Do you think the Note 6 will be worth the wait, or should I get the S7 Edge? again, personally, I have the S7 Edge right now, right? I do not regret going away from the Note 5 for it. If you have a Note 5 right now, I recommend waiting for the Note 6. If you have anything else older than the Note 5, you might want to get the S7 Edge. It's a great device, amazing battery life, best camera on the market. I mean, it's great. I have no complaints about it. So, yeah, I mean, it's a great phone right now. But yeah. Um will the Note 6 get released with Android N? Yes, the Note 6 will get released with Android N. I'm watching this and WrestleMania at the same time. Nice. Dang, I heard Shane is taking on The Undertaker. See, okay, so let's take a second to pause because it is WrestleMania right now, right? How? All right, back in my day, the Attitude Era. We had Stone Cold versus The Rock. We had HBK versus Stone Cold. We had The Undertaker versus Kane. We had these monster battles. I have not been in wrestling for a long time. Not been in it. I catch it here and there. I see little things. I saw a preview that Shane was going to take on The Undertaker. But how is this the main event? How is this like the starring attraction? I mean, Vince versus Stone Cold. That was awesome because of the rivalry and everything like that. Did they do that with this? Was it like that big? I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know. But yeah. I think wrestling has gone just like I think Hunter is not the mind that Vince is, and really I think Vince should step back in and kind of do a little bit better because I don't think Hunter is doing a good job, to be honest. I don't think wrestling is as interesting as it once was. These characters, the ones that are top dog and top billing, just don't seem anywhere near as good as what it used to be. But that's my opinion. Let me know if you're a fan right now, if you're diehard into wrestling right now, would you and if you watched it back in the day, would you say it's anywhere near the level anymore? Sorry, had to go off on a tangent there. How are you doing? I know you've been in the hospital lately. I am. Thank you again for everyone that sent me their best wishes for me being in the hospital. I'm gonna find out this Friday actually. So next Android Weekly, hopefully will go on without a hitch. But I will be in the hospital again on the 8th. They're gonna do some tests following up, and hopefully everything will be okay. I might need surgery. We'll see. So yeah, thank you for asking. Last week you answered my question, but never actually showed me how to resize the SwiftKey keyboard on. So, how to resize the keyboard for SwiftKey. You hit the icon right here. Let me see. You hit that icon in the corner. And then you have everything right there. So you have resize right there. And that's how you resize the keyboard. Do you think the Note 6 will get waterproofing? No, the Note 6 will not get waterproofing. The Note 6 will not be a waterproof phone. Our next upgrade is going to have to vary emojis like the iPhone. I think I'm a little tired of getting boxes. I think we'll get different emojis. I don't know if they'll come as quick as the iPhone because that's Android. But yeah, possibly for Android N, maybe that's something that might be added onto it. Is the Note 6 coming when? The Note 6 will, again, as we said earlier in this show, the Note 6 does look like it will be coming in July. I would say at the latest August. I have the S7 Edge. When I try to add an additional fingerprint, the phone keeps saying error. Please restart your phone. This happened to two phones. Did you experience this? No, I've never experienced that. Try removing all the fingerprints and try adding it from there, seeing if it's something wrong with it. But yeah, I'm not sure why it would say that. Without being there, it's kind of hard. To diagnose your phone directly, download the Samsung Plus app, and a technician can video chat with you and remotely take over your phone to see exactly what the issue is. Will Samsung release new features with the Note 6? Because they didn't announce a new feature since Samsung Pay. That's not true. Always on display. That's new for Samsung. Yeah, that's the biggest new feature I would say that Samsung added. But yeah, I think they'll have new features. I think they're gonna have new features with the pen. I'm still hoping that pen turns into a kickstand like their patent showed. Again, that might be not till the Note 7 or something like that. But I'm hoping. I'm hoping. Um, I took good I took good luck off my phone because it was giving me problems. It did not give me any problems when I did, but I only had it for about a day. So S7 or Note 5. Well, I would say S7 Edge is better than the Note 5. However, if you have the Note 5, you don't need to get the S7 Edge. How do you think Samsung will implement split screen on Android N? Do you think they will try to stick with what they have or conform to stock split screen? Um, I don't think Samsung will change their split screen until maybe next year's phone. So like with an OS update, I do not think it will be implemented like the new split screen. And why? Well, because Samsung has their own split screen. So why would they need to change it? I mean, Android N might not have any features new to the split screen as much as Samsung does, and the fluidity might not be as good since again it's just starting off. So yeah, I don't foresee them changing their split screen until next year. That's what I would say, because again, just because their split screen might be better for now. I'm going to get an S7 or S7 Edge, which um the S7 Edge is the better phone if you don't mind the $100 extra in cost, the bigger screen. Then yeah, the S7 Edge is the better phone for just a longer battery life alone. I mean, it's a better phone, but it's up to you. How many colors does the S7 How many colors does Samsung S7 that you can buy? How many colors does it come in that you can buy? It depends what country you live in, because there are four colors of the S7. However, only two are in the US. There is also a white and a silver one, but those aren't in the US. So, yeah. How can I mirror the S7 Edge? I want to view live TV on my mobile to PC. Well, there's several different ways to mirror your phone. One of them is screen mirroring, which is if you have a Samsung Smart TV. If you don't have that, you can get a Samsung AllShare Cast. That is a hub. It's a little box. It's about this big, and it connects to your TV. That costs about 55 bucks, and you can mirror it to any TV with an HDMI. And you do not need Wi-Fi for that one, so I often use it at hotels so I can mirror it to the TV and simple and easy. The other way of doing it is simply by having it. What was I gonna say? The other way of doing it is by Chromecast. Chromecast has a beta to screen mirror your phone, but also you can screen mirror most apps or web browsers. So you can screen mirror Chrome, you can screen mirror most apps like Showbox, Netflix, almost every single app you can think of, you can Chromecast. And how to do that is just by buying Chromecast for $35, and it has to be on the same Wi-Fi connection and that's how you mirror. My HD widgets toggle for data on and off doesn't work on the S7. Well, what the toggle does is it takes you to, so my HD widgets, if I hit the toggle, it takes me to the actual app of mobile internet. That's what HD widgets actually had for a little bit now. They take you to it instead of doing what they used to do was toggle on and off. I don't know. I think it's just saying with HD widgets because other widgets do it. But yeah, I did notice that. Will the Note 6 cost us less than 900? I think the Note 6 will cost less than 900, depending on the country you live in, of course. What is your favorite phone? My favorite phone. I mean, right now it's the S7 Edge. It's the one that I've stuck with. It is the one that I'm currently using. So yes, that is it. Hashtag Team Note. It's a great plan. It's a great plan. It's how it should have ended if you ever watched that series. What's the best paid app for the S6 Edge Plus? The just best paid app, period? I mean, mine would be Nova. I love Nova's interface. For those of you who always see on my YouTube videos why my phone looks so different, it's because it has Nova on it. So that allows me to move around a circle, first of all, which you can't do on S6, which would drive me crazy if I couldn't. Has a nice clean app drawer that is very good too. Just silky smooth instead of the regular one, which is this for TouchWiz. So yes, I love this a lot better, and I would recommend that over anything, really. And that if there's one app that I immediately put on every phone, it is Nova Launcher. And I do have a video on that, so check it out on the channel. How's your gallbladder? Pain. It still hurts at times. I'm not gonna lie. It still definitely hurts at times. I've taken medication. It's supposed to keep the pain down and everything like that. About every other night, I have to take the medication due to pain. So I'm just trying to power through it. But hey, I've lost 8 pounds in about a week and a half. So yeah, it's gonna be 2 weeks on Monday. So yeah, I lost 8 pounds in that time frame. So that's pretty good. Just eating healthier and hoping I don't have to have surgery. LGG5. I saw 2 reviewers got it and think it's some of the team has changed, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure what you mean by that. The LG5, I saw 2 reviewers got it and is some of the team has changed, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I know some reviewers that have gotten the G5 had to return it because they had issues with the box, like it got messed up, it got tossed around, and I don't know what. What is your favorite phone? I already answered that. Last week I asked about not being able to perform S-Beam function on the S7 Edge. Could I, went back, tried it again. I was able to beam something on the S7 to my Note 3. When I tried beaming from the Note 3 to the S7, it said device does not support S-Beam. I only have 2 S7s with me right now. I can't check it on an older phone, but that sounds really weird. Yeah, sorry, I wish I could test it right now. I only have S7s with me. I have an S7 and S7 Edge with me, and obviously that S-Beam worked perfectly. And you're saying the S-Beam did work one way but not the other. That's just weird. Maybe it's saying that they have to update on their older software to be compatible with their newer one. It's by all possible. However, if you do want to transfer something, just use Wi-Fi Direct. So, so you can do that no matter what, from your Note 3 to your S7. So if you're trying to send something from your Note 3 to your S7 Edge, just do this. Say if it's a picture, right? Say, this was a food I had earlier today. So say if I wanted to transfer this to Note 3. Well, then I would just hit the share button, and I would hit this one right here, Wi-Fi Direct. And on the Note 3, you would have it receiving, or vice versa, whichever way you're going. So then you would go to Wi-Fi, and then tap the Wi-Fi Direct right there. And then now it's ready to receive anything being sent via Wi-Fi Direct. So right now it's ready to receive anything via Wi-Fi Direct that way. So that's how you would do it in order to send and receive things from your Note 3, even if S-Beam isn't working for some reason. When's the next software update? Who knows? Do I watch Android Authority? I have in the past. It's a little, I'm always kind of a little, whatever about them, just because of, someone has an episode called Android Weekly, and someone who had Android Authority Weekly decided to change it to Android Weekly because they weren't getting as many views. So, yeah. Never liked that part. Kind of depends on the space but I recommend 64 gigs. Yeah, it's always a possibility. Undertaker match was really good. Shane jumped off the cell. Wow, that sounds cool. And will it come with a new emoji? Possibly. How are you feeling about the G5? Have you gotten one yet? No, I've not gotten one yet. If you're just tuning in, I did ask anyone watching the show, please tweet at LG Mobile USA and tell them please send the Android guy a G5. It's just something that they haven't sent me yet. They haven't had any communication with me. I've reached out to them and their PR team. They sent me a G4, they sent me a V10, but they've not sent me a G5. I have no idea why. But yeah. Unfortunately, we've not gotten a G5 from LG. Yeah, see, the Attitude Era was better. Sorry, just going back on the wrestling part. I had my gallbladder removed in December. Took me a while to recover. Still am. Yeah, I've heard gallbladder removal can be really mixed bag depending after. So yeah, that's why I'm trying not to. We'll see how it goes though. Is there a way to fix getting the boxes when you receive a message from an iPhone user? I don't know if this is a pro or con, but unfortunately I don't get boxes. I don't have many friends that have iPhones. So yeah, I don't know yet, unfortunately. I haven't seen if there is a need for that, again, just because I don't have them, so yeah. Does the Gear 360 only work with the S7, S7 Edge? The Gear 360 is still not out yet. It won't be out till May or June. So I would say that most likely it would only be for the S7 and S7 Edge starting off. We'll see what Samsung has to do. Quite frankly, I'm going to have my computer do all the processing though, because, phone processor or computer process it, I would take the computer processing it and being a better quality any day. I mean, I plan on doing a 360 video of my wedding this year in September. So I'm definitely going to do that on my computer because I want it to be the best quality. I'm not going to rely on a phone to do it. So yeah, the rendering, I would do a computer. That's personally just what I would do. You want the better quality. Will the S7s get new emojis like the iPhone, middle finger, etc.? I don't think so. I think the S7 won't get. I don't think the S7 would. I think it's more of a thing of Android N getting new ones. I have an S5, love it. Probably get the S9. I see. Holding out for it, huh? Can the Gear S2 work with an iPhone now? No, it cannot. I've heard that will not be available till Q3. So probably more like July, August, we'll finally get the iOS update for the Gear S2. Um, will Samsung come out with the Note Edge in the future? No, I do not believe they will ever come out with the Note Edge again because now they like the dual edge screen and you cannot fit a pen with a dual edge screen. For all of us just receiving our free Gear VR, can you please do a new video on the features and how to use it? Thanks. Yeah, I can. I plan on actually this upcoming week we will be doing a lot of Gear VR videos. Because Gear VR now has a new way of controlling that and everything like that. Hold on one second. Is this person continuing to just ask that same question? Okay. Okay. Sorry, just have a person asking the same question that I've already answered over and over and over again. So, yeah. But yeah, I will be doing new Gear VR videos. Hello, Ricky. Is it good that you are feeling much better? Thank you. Do you think the Note 6 will have stereo speakers? That would be really good. I don't know. I would say probably not, but I I'm hoping. I just don't believe Samsung will do it. Have you ever tried Samsung Advanced UI with GoodLock app as of yet? Yes, I did. We talked about at the beginning of the show. I personally wasn't a fan. I went over everything why, but it came down to the notification panel. I just didn't like it. I don't like stock Android notification panel. I like Samsung's notification panel much better. Toggles mainly. Have you ever tried, or sorry, Note 6 versus iPhone 7 Pro? We don't know anything about the iPhone 7, if it will have a Pro, if it's just going to be in regular iPhone 7. We'll wait and see. Quite frankly, I'm just kind of curious to see how Apple will use the dual camera. Last week I asked about not being able to perform SP on the S7 Edge. You said I could, so, I already replied to that. Will Note 6 be expandable storage? Yes, it will be. Is there any good video editing apps I could use for making YouTube videos on the S7 Edge? The best one for editing video is, I believe it starts with a K. I don't know if I have it on this phone right now, though. No, I don't. I don't believe so, anyway. Hold on. I will find it. KineMaster. So Kine Master Pro Editor. But yeah, that's the best one I've come across for editing videos on your phone. Can you show the game controllers that came? Can you show the gaming controllers that came with the S7, S7 Edge? They did not come with it. I purchased them separately, but they're in another room right now, so no, I won't be able to show them. But you can check out the video. They're really great. I really like them. They're my favorite actually for Gear VR specifically, just because I can take them on the go and people always want to see my VR when I'm out. So yeah, I always use those gamepads. Will Samsung come out with a Note Edge in the future? No, they will not. Does T-Mobile in particular slow down unlimited data speeds? They don't slow down mine, and I do a pretty good amount of data every month. So no, not for me. You're my number one reviewer, but can you recommend any other good reviewers that are good? My two favorite reviewers just got out of the game, actually. My favorite reviewer, I've said this many times, was Michael Fisher from Pocket Now. He has since left Pocket Now for a few weeks now. And my second favorite reviewer was John V from Phone Arena. Another great reviewer, amazing, and unfortunately he just left Phone Arena. So yeah, I don't know. Those were my two favorite ones, and unfortunately they just left. I don't know if they're going on to greener pastures or They just wanted to change in venue, but yeah, those are by far my two favorite reviewers, and they are now no longer reviewing, so that kind of sucks. Glad you're doing better. How much will the Gear 360 cost? Because some 360 cameras cost over 9,000. It's over 9,000. Yeah, I don't know how much they will cost. If I had to guess, I think the Gear 360 will cost about $200 to $300. If I had to guess. Will Samsung come out with an Edge Plus in the future? Not this year. They will not come out with an Edge Plus. They only have the S7 Edge. There will be no Edge Plus this year. At least that's the way it looks. They haven't probably sent me a G5 because they've already gotten a lot of bad reviews. Have they? Have they really gotten a lot of bad reviews? Actually, I haven't seen a lot of reviews for the G5 yet. They've been shipped out, but I don't see like a lot of them out yet. Controls. I meant S7 gaming controls. What do you mean by controls? Because you're saying not controllers, so controls. Am I just missing something? I think I'm missing something. Ask again, desktop, or clarify what you mean by controls. On the other channel, did you explain how DC ruined Batman vs Superman? I am going to say the 5 major plot points. I will be doing that video tonight. 5 major plot points of Batman vs Superman, and they're huge plot holes that no one that liked the movie can tell me any different. That's why they dropped about 70% in their second week. No one liked the movie as a majority. No matter what you can say, it had issues. I love DC, but it had issues. Oh, he went to mobile. Sorry. So, someone's saying that Michael Fisher went to Mobile Nations. I will have to start following Mobile Nations. I have never followed them, at least at this point. But if Michael Fisher is there now, I will definitely start following them. I'm gonna copy and paste that so I have that over here. But yeah, I'll definitely start following you for Michael Fisher. He's awesome. Dennis V probably because they killed the Note 5. I always hear about these term rooted phones and cyanogen. Mind explaining what the term is about and what it is, plus and minus of installing this? I can't wait for the Note 6, by the way. So yeah, the term rooting means taking off the original OS. You're basically a manufacturer puts on a ROM. Okay. ROM is the software that all of the software or the OS package that they put on this phone and that they recommend for this phone, and that's it. People that like to tinker or like to, have their own thing their own way, like to root the device, meaning they put their own custom ROM on here and they get rid of all the garbage on the phone. Make sense? So everything that they don't like on it and everything like that, they get rid of all that stuff and they put the new ROM. Here's the thing, a ROM is only as good as its support. So typically when you root a phone, you're putting a ROM that one person created, or a team or a company now, like CyanogenMod makes ROMs as well. Now here's the thing. Say I make up a ROM, right? So I make up a ROM and I put it on this phone, but I forgot that if you use split screen, I forgot to really account for that. So now every time you do split screen, your app is crashing and the phone cannot comprehend split screen. I can put out a new update to that ROM to fix that, but you're relying on me to do it. So that is what rooting is, and what, the pro and con for ROMs. So that would be it. So yes, that would be the terms for ROMs. Should I root my S7? I personally don't like rooting anymore. I just don't see a point of it. I don't mind the bloatware if I disable it. It's fine for me. It's not taking up my RAM, my cache, or my memory. Doesn't bother me. Where can I find S-Panel apps? Cracked one. As in India, they are too expensive. I am not sure. I honestly don't know. For Samsung panels, in the US, we have a lot of places around here we can get them or get them replaced. But for the S7, I can tell you specifically, almost anytime you replace a screen, if Samsung does not replace it, you will lose your waterproofing. So that's important to note. Is there any way I can buy a used Xbox 360 controller for my Gear VR? No, the Xbox One does not work from what I've heard without rooting. I do not have an Xbox, so I'm not sure. But the PlayStation one does work without rooting, so yeah. Oh, like locking the buttons and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, locking the buttons. S7 comes with the option when you play games, turn off the notifications. Yeah, the game controller. I have used it. What he was talking about was the option to use the game launcher that comes with it, and then you can use game controls with it on the S7 or S7 Edge. For me, I like it a little bit. It actually got a little confusing though, because on the Gear VR, it saw some of the apps as games, so I couldn't click the back button on the VR because I disabled those buttons. So it got a little confusing with the Gear VR. I do not recommend if you put it on with the Gear VR. Yeah. Heard any complaints of poor call quality or call issues on the S7 Edge? No, I haven't, but that's always a possibility with a few phones here and there. How good is Zero Lemon batteries? I've only heard about them very little, so I haven't researched them, so I'm not sure. I'm not at liberty to be a good expert on it. Will there be any Edge panel apps on the any more Edge panels app for the S7 Edge? There have been a few that came out. One was actually on my hidden features one. It's one that I really enjoy, and that is the Edge shortcuts. I love the fact that I can swipe over and I have these cool shortcuts. Granted, it should have came with the phone, but I love the fact that I can go home, I can change my vibrate mode, I can play, I can forward or skip, all from my Edge screen. So I love the shortcuts one. However, that is $1.50 if I'm not mistaken. Will Samsung keep VR apps compatible for years using the S7? I think so. However, the rumors we've heard if the rumors we heard about the Note 6 are true, there might be some games that require the dedicated graphics that the Note 6 might have. So then you could see some games might not be compatible with the S7 if they were built for that kind of phone. Just went to Mobile Nations. They haven't had a video in 9 months. That channel is trash. Ricky, the Android guy, is the best channel. Well, I can't argue with the Android guy being the best channel. I mean, I'm just saying. No, thank you for that. Do you review Apple products? No, we don't review Apple products, but we do comparisons with Apple products. So every time an Apple product comes out, we try to compare it to what is the best out there on Android and also sometimes Windows. In your opinion, or what could Samsung could have done better to the S7 Edge? My IR blaster, that could have been better. My non-existent IR blaster. But yeah, that's one thing that could have been better, I would say, on the S7 Edge. That's the first thing that comes to mind, right? The IR blaster immediately. That's my number one thing. Um, what else? What else? Yeah, that's the main thing off the top of my head. I would have to honestly think a little bit more. I mean, an S Pen would be great, but that's just not going to happen on the S7 Edge, right? But yeah, there's some things that, yeah, it's not yet. I hope the Note 6 won't have glass design. It looks cool, but gets scratched way too easy. I think it will. I mean, it's curious, right? Would they go back to the leather style? No, I think they're gonna stay at the glass design. Um, does the uh, how long does it take you to edit a video? Well, actually, I have a friend that edits most of my videos. He is my editor. He was actually on here earlier in the chat room. His name was William Mandir. He actually edits almost all my videos for Ask the Android Guy simply because I just don't have the time. I have a full-time job, plus this channel and plus the Movie Guy channel. The Movie Guy channel, I do any editing that is needed for it, but mainly there's no real editing needed for that channel because I just do the video right here and it's simple and easy to do. Um, Typically though, for editing on my channel, I mean, the templates are very easy. Once you set the templates up, you're going to be in and out of every basic video. You're just putting a beginning and ending, and that's it for the video. What would more so be is like the 10 hidden features video that you have to put every video together, do transitions, all that stuff. So that takes a little bit longer, but you know, like a standard video might take all of 10 minutes. A video like the 10 hidden features might take more half an hour to an hour, depending on how many transitions you're doing and how many things you need to fix up. S7 ability to turn on off Wi-Fi calling. Yes, I actually have mine on right now, but you can turn it off. To turn it off, you just go into settings and you go under what? I want to say more connection. Yeah, you go under more connection settings under the settings menu, and then you have Wi-Fi calling, and you can turn it on or off. Why does every Apple user refuse to admit Samsung products are way better? They just, you know, if you're stuck to one thing, you're stuck to it. Speaking of my friend Wayne, who's my editor, he was all Appled out. And he thought I just hated Apple for no reason for the longest time when we first started this. And as he learned, he literally had everything Apple when I met him. He had an iPhone, iPad, MacBook, all that stuff. He now has no Apple products of his own. And it's because, you know, once he realized, like, oh no, this is actually better, you really have to, like, show someone, like, oh, this is better. I can see this side by side and it is better. But not everyone has that kind of opportunity. What do you think Samsung will keep the glass design for years to come? I think they'll keep it for at least another year. Do you speed up your phone through developer options? Yes, I always do that. Oh, Mobile Nation separated into Android Central. Those guys are great. I met them at CES. Those guys are great. And iMore. Okay. I mean, I just seen a recent. I know I'm subscribed to Android Central, but I never have checked out iMore, so I'll have to check them out as well. What is the best clear case in your opinion for the S7 Edge? I do like this one. This is from Incipio. That's the one I currently have right now, but again, it does show fingerprints and all that stuff. But I'm putting it on here because I'm going to have a slick wrap put on my phone shortly. So stay tuned for that video. You'll see a little green dude on my phone soon. Do I ever use tempered glass? I wasn't a big fan of the alpha tempered glass that I put on there. So yeah. Will you ever do a giveaway? Probably won't do a giveaway again until like the holidays. April 4th, still no update on my Edge Plus for Verizon. What the fuck? Said may not get it. You'll get it. It just might be until the next time around. Any rumors on the Gear S3? No, but if I would have to guess, I will say that for the Gear S3 there will be 2 sizes. That's my guess. What carrier are you on? I'm on T-Mobile. I personally really like it. Are you excited to watch Marvel Civil War? Will it be better than Batman vs Superman? Okay, I'm gonna go, and I'll pretty much I can bet anyone. Civil War will be better than Batman vs Superman, but that's not saying much. Just saying. But yeah, I'm very excited for that. I got me and my 10 friends going to see that opening night for Civil War. Do you think the iBloud Blaster will return the Note 7? Yes, I would say it will return by the Note 7. I will not say it will return on the Note 6. Is the MI5 worth buying? I think it's a really great phone. It's worth buying in the US. I'm not sure. Will Google Glass come back? It came back only for the, what do you call it? Google Glass came back, just for the industrial use, but it will not be in any other way, shape, or form, as far as I know. Use Samsung Pay at the Apple Store? I will not use Samsung Pay at the Apple Store because I've never purchased an Apple product. So I will continue to never purchase an Apple product, and that means I can't purchase at the Apple Store. Although I could purchase like a Belkin cable or something like that, but I'm just not going to do it. Besides, I'm sure Apple Store has NFC, so it really wouldn't be them. But I got Silk Wrap for this one. Slick Wrap, sorry, Slick Wrap. Will you be able to video chat on a smartwatch? I would say within the next 3 years we will be able to video chat on a smartwatch. I do not think before then, simply because of this. I think you need 4G connection to video chat on a smartwatch. Or so yeah, that's why. Why sky blue? I'm not sure what you mean. I'll show you guys after I put it on. I'm going to put it on the phone tonight, let it sit overnight, and I'll record a video on it. So, yes, you will see the wrap in the next week. Alright, guys, we'll call that a show. It's starting to get a little pain, so yeah, we'll call it a show. Alright, guys, thank you as always for watching. This has been RICKY, the Android Guy. Make sure you give a like, thumbs up down below.